Okay, Aquarius, here we go again. Your current energy for the month of June. Oh, the Nine of Athames. That's not good. That means you guys are really worried about something. Something's keeping you up late at night. Something is stressing you out. There's a lot of anxiety. The good thing about this card, though, is, once this girl who's just woken up from a nightmare, once she wakes up, she realizes that that's all it was. It was just a nightmare. Right? There's no real boogeyman, so to speak, and everything is actually just fine. The full moon it can be pretty scary at night, but it's the full moon that is actually illuminating her room and actually providing that light for her to see that there is nothing to be afraid of, right? Okay, let's see what else we got going on to get some clarifying information. This is either challenging or helpful energies. It just depends on your personal situation. Well, I would definitely say this is helpful. This is the Six of Athames, and in the Rider-Waite Tarot, it is the Six of Swords. So what this is indicative of is that you are going to be going to a more peaceful time, all right? So if this is your current energy, maybe this is what you're coming into the month with, there's going to be peace of mind for you. You see this man, he's on a ferry, and he's actually leaving the little bit more stormy waters here and slowly crossing into the calm, still waters. Now, he hasn't actually made it to shore, right? But he's definitely mostly out of the stormy waters. Okay? So this is going to be some helpful energy for you guys. Okay, this next card is the root of the situation. The Ace of Chalices, and this most definitely makes sense. So maybe there's you had like a new project, a new idea, something that you were just super optimistic and thrilled about, right? Because this represents new beginnings, new relationships. And if this is the root of your Nine of Athames cards, it makes sense because anytime there's something new, right? You're in uncharted territory, uncharted waters, and that will cause anxieties as you delve deeper into whatever particular type of relationship this is. It could be a business relationship, a new, boyfriend or girlfriend. It's weird. It just popped into my head actually, is even like adopting. If you've recently just, thought about adopting or fostering a child or you have, completed the adoption process, then most definitely you're going to have sleepless nights as you're navigating these uncharted waters for the first time. Okay, so let's take a look at the rest. So here we've got your past card. And I like to remind people that the reason we like to look at the past, not dwell on it, but look at it, is because it shows us how we got to where we are, right? Honoring our past because it's affecting who we are today. And it also affects our decisions that we make today. And if we can truly understand ourselves as well as our past, then we can understand which choices, we should make, which choices we should not make to help us from making the same mistakes or to help us consider our options in a better light. Okay, the Ten of Wands. You guys have got some like serious, troublesome energy going on. I almost feel like it's very tiring for you guys. So the Ten of Wands is clearly showing this poor woman having to carry that huge bundle of wands all the way up the hill to herself, right? Granted, the path looks like it's not too bumpy. It's just tiring. It's exhausting because she is going uphill and doing it all by herself. So I feel like maybe what you've recently done, and it's very possible, is that whatever you were doing that got you to the beginning of this new relationship, this new whatever it is that's going on in your specific area of life, you had to get there, right? All by yourself. So say, for example, let's just use the example of adopting a child. Maybe you were the one that sought out the adoption agency, right? And then you were the one that, did a lot of the paperwork. For example, say you're a single parent. Maybe you didn't have a spouse to assist. Maybe you didn't have a lawyer to navigate the legal paperwork. Maybe you flew to the other country to meet, the government and the child, right? So you were the one undertaking the entire responsibility, which has now brought you to the official beginning, right? So you got through the paperwork to get approved, and now you've officially been granted the rights to adopt the child. So if that particular example does not resonate with you, and I can't imagine that it's going to apply to everybody. I hope you can understand the message that you've been going through some serious tough times, right? And that's what's brought you to feeling these anxieties like laid up at night. Am I making the right choice? Is this all worth it, right? But the helpful energy is that pretty soon I feel like there's going to be some sort of respite for you guys, and you are going to be able to just take a deep breath, take a moment, have a little bit of peace of mind. Okay, your crowning thoughts about the whole situation, whatever your particular situation is. The King of Athames. This usually indicates some sort of legal matters, which is interesting. Maybe you're getting served papers. It could specifically be like the adoption case that I was talking about. It doesn't necessarily mean anything bad. Granted, if you get served paperwork by the court, that's bad. However, it could just be any sort of legal paperwork. Like when you're buying a house, right, and you are closing, there's a lot of legal paperwork that you're signing. Traffic, I guess traffic tickets would be bad, but you understand this could be any sort of legal paperwork that you have to engage in. And so this is your thoughts, is clearly what is on your mind. Legal paperwork. If that does not apply to you, this could also just mean having to pay a lot of attention to the finer details of things, like a lawyer would. Making sure that you're having to dot your I's, cross your T's, reading the fine print, right? So this is what's just kind of been consuming your thoughts for a while now. All right. This next card is your immediate future. Now, keep in mind, this is for the whole month of June. So, it could be anywhere from a few weeks, into the middle of June, at the end of June. And then if you're even watching this towards the end of June, this could even go into July. So it's all relative to your specific circumstance as well as when you're watching this video. Okay, the Five of Athames. So this is about kind of trying to make sure that you're not getting shafted, if you will, right? Here we have a guy who's got great pride and craftsmanship. He's made these beautiful daggers here, and he is selling them to the merchant. But he wants to make sure that he's not going to get, that he gets the right price for these tools that he has made. On the other hand, we have the merchant here who is buying these tools, and I'm sure he's going to be then selling them, right? So he doesn't want to pay too much. He doesn't want to overpay. He wants to make sure that he's getting a fair price as well. So this card is very much about kind of like looking after your own interests, right? And I feel like this is all very much going in line with what's been on your mind. Just looking at the fine print, you're just trying to take care of yourself, essentially, and make sure that you're not going to get ripped off or that you're not going to get hung out to dry. Okay, now off to the side here we have this next card, which is your attitude about the situation. Very nice. The Witch. I love it. This is the same as the Magician card in the Rider-Waite Tarot. So here we have somebody who is just like radiating confidence, right? Much like in the Magician, the Witch has all of these tools at her disposal, and she knows how to use them and when to use them. There's a certain level of confidence. She is confident in who she is and how, I guess, what she stands for and how she goes about, speaking her truth, right? A witch, a magician, they know what magic to perform for any given situation. They know that love is the law, right? They know to harm none. They know that when they are confronted with adversity, or those that disagree with them, or those that would go against them, they know when to, speak up and when to be, passive. They know how to hold their own space, hold their own energy, so to speak, right? So that is a very great card. And I feel like what this is saying is that whatever sort of situations are coming into your life or in your life for the month of June, you have this very empowering attitude that, I know what's right for me and I'm going to do it, right? And that's a great way to go through life, because if everybody had that sort of confidence, I think the world would be a greater place. It's not an arrogance, right? It's a confidence. And that's wonderful. Okay, this next card is energies around you. So this would be, friends, lovers, children, coworkers, bosses. But it's not just anybody. This would be the energy of people that you're around a lot. The energy of individuals who would be able to influence you, your energy, whether or not you think that what they're saying makes sense or you agree or disagree. This is their energy that they're putting out, right? And you're going to be picking up that energy. And it's beautiful energy. So the World Tree, the first thing I think of is mastery, right? Because it is the very last major arcana card. And it just means that you've concluded a big loop. It's such a beautiful card because I feel like what this means is that people know that you're going to accomplish what you've set out to do, right? So maybe people disagree with whatever choices you're making, or maybe they wish you would be a little bit more, I'm not really sure, maybe like a little bit more prudent, or maybe they would even wish that you would, think about the situation a little bit more, or I'm not even sure, but I really feel like regardless of what they're saying to you, they know you're going to succeed, that they know you're capable of handling this and that you will. So here we've got a beautiful tree. Roots are firmly grounded in the earth, and these big, large branches are reaching out towards the skies, up towards the heavens, right? And that's kind of you. You are reaching up towards heaven, right? With that connection to spirit, whether or not you're religious or spiritual, and yet you're grounded in reality, right? This is a beautiful, beautiful card. Here we've got the light and the darkness, the sun and the moon. There's a balance, right? And I feel like this is the energy that people are sensing around you. All right. This next card is what you need to pay attention to, take note of, because this is indicative of energy that you're not aware of as of yet. This is hidden information, something that's going to come to light. Oh, okay. This card is representative of a graduation of sorts. So if you are a student, then this literally could mean a graduation. Um, what this could also mean is that your bosses, your supervisors, mentors, they're approving of whatever choices you are making. They're congratulating you and I guess almost seeing you almost like as a peer or somebody that is you're no longer in an apprentice phase. You're no longer in a student. You're not necessarily learning anymore, right? Because here you have the mentor giving the boy his own harp to play. He's graduated and he is now capable of playing on his own and having his own instrument. And here we've got the rest of nature sort of watching on, approving it, being witness to this, this little graduation ceremony, if you will. Okay. And real quick, just again, what I just think about this card is, it's the threes, and it makes me think of like a tripod that a camera would stand on. Whereas if it was trying to stand on two legs, it clearly would not work. It's getting there, right? But on three, it's firm, it's grounded, and it can stand on its own.